Testing, testing, testing. Are we live? Hello, hello. We are. Can we hear? I think we can. We are live. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Open up a couple tabs. All right. What should we close? Um, I'm opening some tabs for everybody. What are we doing here? Let's do this. How's everybody doing? I'm just getting everything ready. You guys say something in the comments so I know this is working. We got a really exciting guest today, everybody. Oh, let's kind of stay back. A super exciting guest. So get prepared because it's about to get crazy. Um, so what's good? Island Strong, what's up? Xavier, what's up? We have a really exciting guest. We're going to be talking about SEO with um, join in at 6. Okay, so let's rock and roll. Sorry, guys, I'm just kidding. What's up, Titan? So, guys, we're interviewing somebody in the SEO industry, and it's going to be really exciting because it's going to be a lot different. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me actually just check my volume levels. Yeah, okay. So can I get some comments from Facebook? Can I get some comments from YouTube? How many of you guys are in here right now? It says there's 13 of you. While we wait for William, we're interviewing William Jones from William Jones SEO. I think he rebranded as Rank Fortress now. So I'm pretty excited about that. Kenny Dove, right on. Just finished your first whole house. How much did you make from a whole house? And how many loads? Justin Johnson, okay, audio's good. We're gonna talk about autopilot, the investment, Google Ads for about 10 minutes before we start diving into some SEO stuff with William. Guys, this should probably be a game-changing experience. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to this guy. And he was referred to, I was recommended him by somebody I really respect in the industry. So I am really excited to talk to this guy and see what he knows about SEO. All right, guys. If you have any questions in the meantime, ask. But let's start with yeah, let's start with thanking everybody. If you guys don't know, I'm just gonna pitch you guys for 10 minutes. We're gonna talk about my software. Ignore the sales pitch. If you guys, are annoyed at the sales pitch of me talking about my software, it's gonna be the best software in the world. I promise you that. But let's just talk about it for a minute, and then he should be in here, shortly. Let's see. And all right, so I'm gonna show you guys something that still blows my mind to this day. Still blows my mind. And that is that you guys are fucking awesome. And what I mean, let's share my screen. Hold on. Got so many goddamn windows open on this little. Okay, let's try this really quick. Um, okay. You guys see my okay. You guys see my browser, right? So those of you who don't know, I am building software to compete with Jobber, and House Call Pro and Workies. Okay. So as of 6 months ago, I started raising money in this public crowdfunding for those of you who believe in the software. And we're talking Service Titan's a $10 billion company, Jobber's a $3 to $5 billion company, House Call Pro's a $2 billion company. These are billion-dollar companies that we're going up against. Okay. And it's a lot of work to build a field service management software and a CRM. And I want to say we're damn near close toe to toe with them. We don't have as many features as Workies yet. We don't have as we're getting there though, but we're also a fraction of the price. We're $50 instead of 225. You guys have invested $225,000 so far. Workies is 225 bucks a month. So I just wanted to say thank you. We're still rolling investments. We're going to be taking investments for a couple more months. Minimum investment's 500 bucks. There are perks to investing. And I want to say thank you so much for investing. I'm going to do everything in my power to turn this into a billion-dollar company. So thank you so much. And guys, if you want to check out Autopilot, you know, check it out. Okay. It's a platform that I built. You can book a demo, book a call, check it out. There's a lot to do. The website's not done here. So if you see some weird text that looks like in a different language or doesn't make sense, just ignore it. We're going to finish this website soon. But guys, you can book a demo. You can, sign up. You got to book a demo and I'll give you, the access code and all that stuff. If you actually truly want to try the software out, I'd love that. If you want to invest and get perks, you get stock in the company, all that cool stuff. So thank you so much, guys, for, you know, investing in me and having faith that I'm going to build good software and hopefully going to return. Not hopefully, I can't make promises because this is legal through the Securities Exchange Commission. That's the one thing is I can't make promises on how much money you're going to make, but I promise I will do everything in my power to turn this into a billion-dollar company. So with that being said, before William jumps in, do you guys have any questions? Chapone, gee, I hope to get some good information. I've gotten screwed by two SEO group. Chapone, you're going to get some good information tonight. I promise you, this will probably be the most valuable SEO lesson that you guys are all going to get ever. Okay, and I stand by that. Well, I haven't interviewed him live, but I know what he's capable of. I've hired him. I've tested him. I know what he can do. I made sure to vet him myself, and other people in the industry have vetted him. So I paid my own money for one of my own people who invested in Autopilot. So Junk 180, thank you. I appreciate it. We have a very interesting guest, and I'm just going to give you guys a hint. He's not in America. He is not in the United States, Canada, or Australia. Okay? He is not in any of the major ones. He is in a completely different country. Yes, hon? Um, so I'm really excited to have on this guest. And one last thing that I want to talk about is the Google Ads Masterclass. Xavier, are you still here? If you are still here, can you say something in the comments? I'd love for you to say something in the comments if you're still here. So I am launching a Google Ads Masterclass, and it's something that I've been thinking about for a long time because a lot of people struggle with Google Ads. And Xavier's the best. I know my shit too. Not trying to toot my own horn, but I did spend a half a million on my own company in Google with Google Ads, and Xavier is a master of Google Ads. So we put together a 3 month program with 12 classes, and it's not some. I don't sell. I have a course, but I don't sell $5,000 courses, and I don't. I have a $5,000 package, but you get stock in my company. You get 3 years access to my software, which pays for itself. You get an 80-page website. You get all. It's not just $5,000 like some course peddler. These are investment packages. There are benefits. You get stock, real stock through the Securities Exchange Commission. So we're launching a Google Ads course in a couple days. Keep your eyes peeled out for that. 12 weeks long, one class a week, hour-long classes, A to Z, running your own Google Ads. You don't need an agency anymore. This is going to be game-changing. If you're sick of not being in control of your Google Ads, oh, Xavier, you're here. Not Costa Rica RMT. Wally, Afghanistan. No, not Afghanistan. Um, you'll see soon. But if you guys are sick, and this is going to be boot camp. But if you're sick of, and here's the thing, nobody will run your Google ads and care about them as much as you. All these agencies, they want to take shortcuts, and they know, the agencies know what they're doing. They know how to do cookie cutter and then cookie cut it and give you some working results. But the thing is no agency wants to create 12 ad groups, 12 landing pages, set up conversion tracking. It's a lot harder to take a cookie cutter and do that many landing pages, that much conversion tracking, that much campaign and ad group setup. It is a lot of work. And Junk 180, there's a big discount for people. Like we're teaching Google ads. By the way, there's going to be some few classes in the Google ad, in the big investment package that you guys, the 25 classes you guys are already getting. But if you want these additional 12 classes, everybody who's in my big autopilot investment package, you get a massive discount on this. Okay. It's very affordable. It's going to be an incredible price. It is going to be a no-brainer because you're going to get a 50-page template. You're going to get the Google Ads Masterclass for 12 weeks. You're going to get my course. You're going to get 1 year access to my software. You're going to get stock in the company. You would be insane to not do this. It just wouldn't make sense to not do it. Like, you're paying an agency $750 a month to $1,500 a month to do your Google Ads anyways. It wouldn't make any sense to not do this because Xavier, my man in the comments, is teaching it. And Xavier's a really good friend of mine. And I convinced him to do this because I told him I needed to raise more money for autopilot. So I could, it's a win. You guys learn some incredible shit. We all win. You invest in autopilot. So autopilot is likely to win. Autopilot is likely to win. It makes you money on the back end in 5 years when we IPO or we sell. You learn Google ads, you get stock in the company, and Xavier's doing this out of the kindness of his heart because he wants autopilot to win. Okay. And Xavier is going to help me. Xavier's helping me with a lot of stuff on autopilot. He's not just doing this as a favor, but he's also helping me with what stats and data and reports and what would really change the game with this software. So, Jeffrey Lane, and yes, I take Haktua coin, Haktua, but it has to be delivered from Haktua herself. Yeah, buddy, see you in 11 days. Oh, Junk Punk. Yeah. I'm speaking, by the way, I'm speaking at Matt Fitch's event. Um, I'm speaking at Matt Fitch's event, Austin, Texas. February 21st, this month in 11 days. It is a mindset matters leadership. Matt and JoJo are speaking. Matt and JoJo are speaking. I'm speaking. And some crazy Navy SEAL, Mike Sorellis or something like that. Some crazy, it's going to be crazy, man. I'm excited. I'm not sure how much junk removal information is going to be there, but I know all junk removal people are going. So it's going to be interesting. It's more of a like mindset, leadership, motivation. There's going to be activities. There's going to be games. Austin, Texas, this February 21st. I'll be there speaking. Matt and JoJo will be speaking. Mike Strauss will be speaking, and a couple other people. I don't remember the whole lineup, but yeah. Matt Williams should be joining any minute. Let me make sure he's got everything. Is it working? I'm really excited to pick this guy's brain because I have so many questions. Joey, what's up, Andrew? Great job on all the progress. Oh, Joey. Hey, what's up, Joey? Thank you, Joey. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Joey, you are the man. We got to catch up. Hey, Joey, shoot me a text. I'll shoot you a text, shoot a Facebook, whatever. Let's catch up. It's been too long. Local Junkers, what's up, my man? If you guys don't know, we are going live in a couple minutes. Um, He's having technical difficulties. Just give it 1 second. He should be here any minute. But we are going live with an SEO genius who runs an SEO agency, but it's different. This is much different. And I want you to trust me because um, this is different. And I really think we're going to shed some light with SEO, SEO agencies, all kinds of stuff. Oh, Max, what's up? I'm at Cisco. What's up, Max? Oh, you're flying in. Hit me up when you're in town. Hit me up when you're in town. All right, guys, he is here and I'm excited. All right, so let me see. All right, everybody. We have my man, William Jones. Hey, by the way, William, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So we have my man, William Jones, guys. And I was referred to this guy a few months ago from a really good buddy of mine who personally recommended him. And we're going to dive deep, William, in just a minute. I'm hoping you're willing to go a little deep and talk about SEO and all that stuff because I have so many questions. And I personally spent my own money, hired this guy, and made sure that he knew what he was doing. So I know he knows what he's doing, and I got results within 3 months. But anyways, that's not what I'm not here to talk about that right now. But I want you guys to know that I liked what I saw. He's been referred to me, and I know SEO, guys, is the most difficult thing in the world. It's the most expensive thing for you guys. It's the most difficult thing, and it's the thing where you always feel like something's going wrong. And if you guys have any questions, please ask your questions and we'll get to them. I'm gonna riff with William. I'll go through your comments. But William, it's nice to finally meet you in virtual flesh.
Yes, sir. I was telling my wife because we're having internet issues past few days that hopefully we'll be able to do this because I was kind of getting pissy about that,
Oh no.
not being able to because the internet's been having issues the past couple of days. So nationwide, not just in our area. So,
Yeah.
but yep, it's
So
good to finally meet you, Andrew.
yeah, dude, and I know you and I've been chatting for a bit. I've got a lot of people that I want to bring your way because now I finally, tested out your services, and I thought, what better way to actually interview the man himself? And I have so many questions, but I need to preface this conversation before we start, guys, because I might get a little aggressive with my feelings of Americans, and but I want to say this before we start. There are good
Yeah.
American companies. I have friends out there. I got to say this because I don't want my friends to think I'm bashing them, right? So if any of my friends are watching this, there are good people out there. There are bad people out there in every business. There's American SEO companies that are great. One of my really good friends, Louis Vandervalk. I don't want anybody to think I'm bashing you. If I'm friends with you and I've ever vouched for you, cool. But I want to dive in and we're going to dive deep. This may be controversial. I don't know how much you're willing to open up, William, but I have lots of questions and we'll get there. But why don't you, before we start getting into that, and before I
Yeah.
start asking you for tactics and, why don't you tell us about just give me the 3 minute riff of who's William? Where are you at? What you doing? Why are you doing SEO? Tell them where you live. Everybody's been saying Afghanistan. I told people you're in a different country. Some people are saying Afghanistan, Costa Rica. So
Oh, my Lord, Afghanistan. I've never heard that one. That's cool.
yeah, I know, right?
Um, nah, I mean, I've been living in the Philippines for about 6 years. I started out 20 plus years, 25 years ago, something like that, in SEO. And it wasn't because something, kind of the same reason I wound up in the Philippines, but it wasn't something I went to say how I want to be an SEO or web design. I actually was originally a assistant chief financial officer. I was in bookkeeping and finance. And what would happen is you come in, clean up someone's books, and then, oh, we no longer need you. We're downsizing and that sort of thing. And then I said, I'm kind of sick and tired of people, getting a job, hiring, working, and then being let go. And then I found a school named Kaiser University, and I went there, met John Downs, my professor, and then is not marketing and not SEO. It's just overall general like web design, marketing, SEO, design, portraits, all that stuff. And he gave us this an assignment. One of the assignments was to build your first website and get someone to pay you for it. And that's when I got into web dev and found out you can actually make money doing it. And this is back when we were using Dreamweaver. It wasn't WordPress or anything like that yet. And then I took a sabbatical and then wound up finding out I could make more money than I was my own, if you will, teacher at the time, doing part-time work. And this is back in Craigslist glory days. Um, and so did that for a while. Eventually, I got married, got my second marriage. We lived in, I had a one client. I went, long story short, one client, in the medical field. I got medical practice when it came to SEO for about 5 years. And then I had bariatric surgery, weight loss surgery. I moved to West Virginia, was working from home. I lived in the poorest county, one of the poorest counties, Hampshire, West Virginia. Great place to live as long as you have a job or work. And then I lost my two biggest clients, which was equivalent to about $7,000 a month,
Mm,
and didn't know what to do. I have three kids. I have my three kids and a wife, and at the time, because you're living high on the hog, I had a Hummer, I had a Chrysler 300, I had a truck, I had the two-story house, I had all that stuff,
mm,
and you lose everything, start drowning in debt. So what can we do? Because I don't want to go back to live with my mom and dad, who are at the time they were in their 60s. Now they're in their 70s. But so called, but we'd already bought plane tickets, about $9,000 worth of plane tickets, and non-refundable. So it wasn't like I had a choice, and decided to come over to the Philippines. The house we had was just a little hollow block house, no air con, not even the refrigerator. We didn't even have that. We had not what we have now. We had this old, small, basically apartment type fridge, and moved over, and had our car, because I'd been sending some money to the Philippines and stuff. So we had a little cheap $2,000 car, minivan or whatever, and it got us from point
mm.
A to point B early. But it was it was it was what it was. And I said, if you've ever lived in a third world country and you know what a dirty kitchen was, I used to sleep on the floor in the dirty kitchen with Mickey Mouse, and if you know what I'm saying, Mickey Mouse
Was Mickey
rats.
Mouse? Oh, oh, I was like,
With
wait, what do you mean Mickey
rats.
Mouse?
Yeah,
Wow.
rats and stuff like that. And whenever I used to work, because I was trying, I still had like three clients, four clients, doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, just to try to make ends meet. Like I was making $700-800 a month, and we had a little globe box where I would go up on top roof, and I would work at night, or during y'all's daytime at nighttime for us, and try to get clients. And that's how I came to the Philippines. It wasn't like I had a choice. Normally, everybody goes, "Oh, you're just a typical white American, comes over here for a beautiful Filipino wife." And I'm like, no, I married my beautiful Filipino wife before I came to the Philippines.
Hmm.
Um, and then I came here broke. I didn't come here with
Hey, I want to
money. I
be
didn't come
clear.
here with advantage.
Let me interrupt real quick, just real quick.
Yep,
There is nothing wrong, even if you did go to the Philippines and marry her there. There's still nothing wrong with that.
yep.
Haters can hate, but anyways, keep going.
Yeah, I agree. I tell people all the time, because they're like, "Oh, you're just a typical guy that lives in a third world country that wants to flash that you've got this big
I'm gonna,
agency now and stuff."
I'm
I
gonna
said, "No, actually, I'm not."
real quick before you finish your story. I almost gave up on women in America and became a passport bro. If it wasn't for my lady, I was about to go dip to a different country and find women because we don't need to get that's a whole different conversation. So, anyways, keep going.
Yeah, I
So
could go into that, but
yeah.
yeah. So I came over, I came over here and everything, and the first, we were here, and then my daughter, mind you, I have two daughters and one son. My first daughter actually married a Filipino, and he's in the government. And then he gave us some money to start a laundry shop. And this is where we started the laundry shop. The laundry shop, he gave us what's equivalent of basically $8,000, started the laundry shop. And at the same
This is in the
time,
Philippines? In the Philippines? A laundry
in the
shop in the Philippines? Okay.
Philippines. So that's where you see on my storyline, the pinned post, it has the laundry shop. We turned the laundry shop. We were selling used clothes, which we call okai okai, like
Uh-huh.
Goodwill clothes. and then I also did barbershop. So I would cut people's hair just for
Oh,
one buck,
okay.
just so I
For
could make ends
like
meet.
actually
You know,
like actually $1?
yeah, actual 50 peso, a little less than $1, but I was the one that would pick up dirty laundry. I helped my wife wash the dirty laundry, fold the clothes, everything. So I'm doing that, and at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, doing web dev work and some SEO. And it's probably the only time me and my wife, current wife, had an argument was during that time, because it's so much pressure, and you have no money and everything else, and it's like you're busting your butt just to try to make ends meet. And then right around that time, this is right before COVID hit and everything. And she told me, she told me, why don't you try to find work? Because you got 20 years SEO experience. And so I started going into Facebook groups, doing the lead generation. Same thing I teach in my coaching program now. I still do it to this day. And started doing that, and I found my first client. He hired me for someone in the United States. I didn't even know the Philippines was the VA capital of the world. I didn't know what a VA was. I know what freelancers was. I didn't know that, you could actually hire remote staff. I didn't even know what outsource. I didn't know none of that shit.
Yeah.
And so I was working from 11 p.m. my time to 7 a.m. because they were on the Pacific Coast. Pacific Coast actually works out better for us over here. And then the same guy, he's actually a good friend of mine named John Signey. He said, "Why don't you start your own agency?" And I was like, "I don't want to start my own agency. I just want to have a couple of clients and do my thing." My wife said the same thing. And then, within 3 months, between 90 days, I went from 4 clients to over 50. And now I've
Damn.
had over five. In the first, well, I would say within the first probably first year and a half, I went from having just me, and then I taught two people sitting next to me how to do SEO, and then it went from that to probably 15 people, and then it went from that to about 60 people, and now we have about 80 plus. Um, we've my office, if I could show you, is literally attached to my house. It's a 2-story office, 5 rooms. Um, and then that's not where we start. I mean, I hit my first mill within the first year and a half of being over here, and then on top of it, we besides doing that, I mean, we've helped a lot of people, and we've been through our own ups and downs. I mean, like anything, when it comes to
Yeah.
work and everything, it's a learning experience. It wasn't like I started out saying, "Oh, let me start a business." Most people, I tell them all the time, most business owners, I mean, honestly, they didn't get into it because they wanted to. They got into it because they needed the money. And then you find out you have to learn about taxes. You have to find out you got to learn about people and management and communication skills. And not everybody online is your friend, even if they act like they're your friend.
Yep.
You know, you can't trust everybody, especially in your own community. A lot of times in the SEO world, um, and especially once you start having success. I mean, I found, especially living over here, it's like I get a lot of flack, but I tell them, I say, the reality is I live in a country in which I can offer prices they'll never be able to offer. And I'm their biggest competition within the first. We've been doing this for, I don't know what, 4 years now. And we have over 5,000 clients. And
So
I mean,
how
so
long you been running your agency now?
probably, I want to say 4 to 5 years, 4 to 5
Oh wow.
years,
Okay.
right before COVID started. So
So let
is when I actually started, doing it. So
wow. Let me just backtrack really quick. I have a couple questions. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning, just really quick.
yep,
So you said you have 25 years of SEO experience. Is that what you said?
20, yeah, 20 plus years. Yep.
Okay. And in the beginning, many years ago, before you moved to the Philippines, your background was a bookkeeper. Were you a CPA
I
or?
was doing bookkeeping. I was an assistant chief financial officer.
Okay. Now, my
And I
major, my big, my, go, sorry, finish.
no, I got started with just doing full time bookkeeping and
Okay.
bookkeeping in general. and then that went into assistant chief financial
Cool.
officer.
And we got a lot of questions pouring in, guys. We're almost done with this backstory. We're gonna get to some of your questions. I have a lot of questions too. We're almost so just keep asking the questions, and I'm sure William will be willing to power through them towards the end. Get your questions stacked.
Yep.
My question, real quick, for you is why the Philippines? Why, if you said you knew nothing about, you did not know they're the VA capital, you did not know. So why the Philippines? What
Well,
made
I
that?
mean, the only reason, and I tell people all the time, the only reason I didn't move to Thailand was because I didn't marry a Thai wife. I
Oh,
moved
so
to
it
the
was just because
Philippines
you're.
because I married a Filipino.
Oh, okay. So because you met a Filipino girl out in the States, you married her, and then that's the only. If it was a Thai, you might have
Yep.
just gone to Thailand.
Yeah, I met my wife online in a Facebook group. It wasn't, mail order bride or any of that, but I met her online while she was working in Kuwait. She worked as a overseas Filipino worker. And so
Uh-huh.
that's kind of what my heart or my why is, and why I started a VA agency was honestly to help. I never understood why a Filipino would go work abroad in a country in which a lot of times, for instance, they tell you the good side is, you'll make $500, you'll live a good life, you got room and board. But yeah, they also don't tell you some of these employers abuse you, take your passport, like they did my wife. They took her passport, and you basically pretty much can't do anything unless they tell you yes, you can. You can't go anywhere, and this is in Kuwait. And then she also worked at one point. She worked for one of the princes, and not the crown prince, but one of his brothers, and in Saudi. So
Damn.
I met her online, and then brought her back to the Philippines, and then you know, and the rest is history. I mean, she's the best thing I ever happened in my life. I tell people all the time, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't do the agency. She's the, if you will, the heart of the agency. She's the one. Me and her do everything together now. I did
Yeah.
have a partnership at one time with somebody with another agency. It's probably the worst thing I ever did in my life. I will never do another partnership again. That's a whole nother
Part
story. But the only
partner. Yeah.
partner I had,
Partnerships are tough.
I tell people all the time, I said partnerships are almost like marriages, and if you don't, it's most marriages end in divorce. Why would you do a partnership? And this just,
Yeah.
so the
You're already.
only
You're
partner
already.
I,
You're already taking a risk with your current partner. Why? Why
yeah.
double it with a bit? Yeah.
So I tell people all the
Business.
time, like my best partner is my wife. She's always had my back, and we work excellent together. If she's like when we built this office, I was in Bali, and she had it done within 4 weeks before I even came back. So she's a
Wow.
bulldog when it comes to, if she says she's going to do something, she does it. She doesn't play around like a lot of people I've found. So
So, William, did you know my almost wife is Filipino as well? I have a
yeah, I remember
yes.
you mentioned something about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, they're from the Philippines. We're actually we're coming to the Philippines this year with her grandma and her mom and all. So I'd love to,
Yeah,
connect because
whenever you come, just
yeah.
message me because I meet clients and different people all
So
the time. I'll fly from here to Manila. So
so this is you have okay, you have a very inspiring story, and I mean I have so many questions, but I do want to ask I do want to pivot just for a second
yep,
into the big questions, if you don't mind. Is that cool if we
yeah,
we
go
do a
ahead.
quick pivot?
Yeah,
So,
we're cool.
anyways, all right. So, dude, um, crazy story though. Like 25 years, now you're in the Philippines, you're running an entire dude, your agency is crazy, man. Like I went through the list of services. Guys, by the way, real quick, we have almost 50 people live right now, so keep pumping out those questions. William, real quick before I jump into my questions, where can they find you during like what's your I used to be William Jones SEO, but I think did you rebrand?
No, I mean it's been ranked Fortress, and I wound up. I wanted to go to William Jones Marketing, but it's actually rankedfortress.com. And if you go there, we have all the services. Tells you about us. You can see some of the pictures of the team. I'm actually personally, this is where I do stuff. I actually am building out many pages on the website. I'm revamping the site, so a lot of times you'll see new pages and stuff. I'm actually putting pictures of my team on all the pages and different stuff because I make it more about them, not so much about me and stuff of that nature. But it's rankfortress.com. We have probably 160 items. So I'm
Yeah,
building out
it's
160
insane.
pages. So, but
So
mainly local SEO and that sort of thing. So,
let me ask you this. Let's dive. We're gonna start simple with the questions, and we're gonna get progressively controversial. Okay,
okay.
we're gonna go from mildly political to very political. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're not gonna talk politics here. I don't want to get my channel ban. But let's start with this: white labeling.
Yeah.
All right, guys. A lot
Okay.
of you guys may not know what white labeling is, but a lot of Americans that I white label can. So how many people white label and what is white? Just explain to the audience, like how many American companies white label from you? Like, is it
I would say what white label is what most people do. White label is okay. Think of SEO. SEO is just I'm trying to get you ranked on page one of Google. White label is paying someone else to do the SEO. And in reality, you're not doing it, but you're claiming you are. So
right?
it's saying, for example, I mean, you can get into it. We make American made products, but the
Hmm.
reality is it's not fucking American made products. They buy it from China or Mexico or wherever, bring the
Hmm.
items in and put it together in the United States, and then it's American made. It's not American made.
Do you have a lot of
SEO is the
Americans who
same.
white label you?
Almost all, I mean, all of our clients, except for some that are in Australia and UK, are all American. So
Really?
over 5,000 clients are all almost all American. So, and that's what I tell people all the time. And the problem, and why I show, just for example, why I show my team, because a lot of times people will say, well, it's because you're showing off, you got a big team. Trust me, having a big team is not is not a walk in the park. It's not all that easy. You go through a
Hmm.
lot of ups and downs. But the thing is, I show the team because a lot of SEOs will say they do SEO or they have a team and yet they never show their team. And that's one of the telltale signs of someone that's trying to scam someone or lie from someone or just not be completely truthful.
Yeah,
Most
they're most likely renting, paying for overseas people or
most
white
I
labeling.
have yet I have yet to meet anybody that offers SEO that does it all in house. I have not met
It's
not one person.
probably impossible. You couldn't afford it.
I
It'd be too
mean, if
expensive.
you think of it this way, if you even if you wanted to, okay, most SEOs, let's say in the United States, let's say they charge $1,000 for basic SEO and everything of that nature. If I wanted to hire someone full time, you know, depending on where you live at, California or Florida, you're going to wind up paying $60,000 to $70,000 a year for that SEO.
Yeah.
It's not
And
it's not plausible to do it, not at the prices. And then if over here, what the big issue is for me is I don't mind people that say, okay, well they do SEO, but be honest about it. They do the SEO. I have a team, and their team is in the Philippines. A lot of people will say, like it's almost like they want you to believe like they came up with this method. They're an SEO god, they know everything there is about SEO, and the reality is, you have someone in the third world country doing the work. You're paying them $200 maybe, and then you're turning
hmm.
around and charging $1,000. It's
Hmm.
number one for me. Not I don't like certain things that I see in the industry, but it's like it is what it is. But
It's like, yeah,
most of them
it
are
is what it is. It's
most of them are outsourcing, and they act like they're doing it in house. And I always tell people all the time, I mean, because I'm doing videos lately honestly about the same subject, is ask them to show them your team.
yeah.
Show me your team. Do a walkthrough of your facility. I want to see it. And this is even when you're choosing a VA agency, because I run Rank Fortress and then I also have a VA agency. So I tell people one of the telltale signs of a VA agency is tell them, say, do a walkthrough of your facility. I could literally take my laptop, do a walkthrough of my facility, and show you my team, show you my HR, show you my office manager, show you my floor manager, show you my customer service. And most
Yep.
SEO agencies couldn't show you half of that.
So
So
that's a
uh,
really that's a I would say 90% couldn't show you. 90%
I
couldn't
would,
show
I
you.
would, I would agree, if not higher.
Yeah.
But and
So
I
I
have
have
no problem with it, but it is
so
what it is.
my next biggest question for you is this is the big one. Um, Everybody wants to hire American because they're scared to hire overseas. They don't they don't
Mm,
think they're going to get as good of results. And there's probably bad overseas. Like you could probably go on online jobs and just say I need an SEO expert from online jobs. And
mm,
then you hire this person. So how can you trust overseas people? And because the first company I hired, William, did a great
yeah,
job, but I also have
yeah,
been in the tech world and I've been on Black Hat World for 20
yeah,
years. And I know
yeah,
Black Hat World and I know how to like go through the marketplace and vet. But
yeah.
how do you know who you can trust overseas, and why don't people trust overseas people? Like why do we
So
just fall for
number
this American thing?
number one, most people can't trust anybody. Most people can't even trust their own wife. You think you can trust your business partner or people that you get involved with, but reality is until you go through some shit with them, let's say sickness or some trial, you can't really trust them to begin with. So that's a misnomer. People think because they live in the United States of America or wherever they live, I can trust them because they're in the United States. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are plenty of people that do fraud and embezzlement and white collar crimes in the United States, and so this fake security that you can trust them because they're American is nothing but BS. That's
Yeah.
number one. Number two, the fact is, if you can't trust them and they do something bad, it's because they have a bad hiring person, which is generally the business owner or yourself. It has zero to do with the actual person if you vetted them correctly. Like even I've went through my own ups and downs. I've had people try to take over and take clients and stuff like that. And then I look back at it. I have never went. It was this bad Filipino that did it. It was me. I did
Yeah.
stupid shit. The red flags
You
are
just
long.
hired somebody who didn't know what they're doing and they weren't trainable or
So,
coachable.
I mean,
Right. Yeah.
people. I mean, even if you did it in the United States, people can steal from you. People still do
Ooh.
that. People, I mean, bad business partnerships, bad employees happens in the United States. Otherwise you would never have to fire anybody. You would never have any crime. You would never have any partnerships or marriages that ever end if you could trust everybody that lives in the United States wherever you live. I mean, but I would say, for instance, now if you go on Fiverr, legit or different places like that, then or outsourcing
Fiverr legit.
channels where you're going to directly hire somebody. The problem with that is you are responsible for the vetting. You are responsible for management. So I tell people all the time, I want an A plus VA, badass person. And it's like, are you an A plus father? Are you an A plus, husband? I can almost guarantee you the answer is hell no. So, and you're expecting this person that you're paying $200, $300, whatever, to be an A plus person. It's just not going to happen. Okay, it's just not going to happen if you do that. Now, what we do, for instance, with the VAs that I have, because I have actual in-house staff, actual employees, we pay benefits, bonuses, all that stuff. Um, you're getting with me someone that goes, for instance, if you came to me and said, I need someone that does local SEO, I need someone that does go high level, like all of our specialists go high level, they're all certified go high level. If they're a local SEO, I've sat down with them, I trained them, I have vetted them, I'm managing them.
Hmm.
Versus if you go to someone else, they're not managing them. Now, why do most people not trust someone that lives in the Philippines? The hard truth is because most people in the United States are biased towards their own race. You could call it however you want. You could call it racist or whatever, but they're biased towards your race. I
Hmm.
and I tell people all the time. to the benefit I have, why would you trust me over a Filipino agency? Truth, because I have a white face.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
honest to goodness
I
truth. I've met plenty of people that are in India and Bangladesh that work a million times harder than any American I've ever met. But
hmm.
Americans will rather trust someone that looks like them, sounds like them, talks like them, than someone that looks different.
Well, that
And
answers,
that's
and I 100% agree with you. So, um, I love what you said about that. It's like, okay, that actually, like, you really said something impactful. And I don't know if you guys caught that, but that was like really impactful to me. Is what you said to me is, if you guys heard this, if you're not a good father or a good husband, and you're not
yep.
good at just those relationships already, and you're not good at vetting and being that good, how do you expect to pay $200 to somebody you think you can vet them? Like, you don't even know how to vet an SEO person. You don't know, like, you can.
You don't know. It's like running the VA agency. How many times I've talked to people that are supposedly agency owners that then want to tell me, oh, the staff isn't communicating. And then I go in, I do a Loom video and I show them, well, actually, sir, they
Hmm.
are communicating on a daily basis. You're actually not responding. And I'm even tagging you and you're not responding. So the problem a lot of times, and I'm not saying VAs are never the source of the problem, but almost always, it's never usually the staff. It
Yep.
always starts with, yourself. And
So,
that's for myself as well. So I mean, it's not like I'm just saying just the agency owners.
William, I successfully scaled my junk removal company to $1.1 million in my first year, and I hired
Yep.
VAs. And I teach
Awesome.
people how to hire VAs, and I got them on the phones. And you want to know the number one thing that I learned about VAs is you have to treat them like a fucking employee in America. You have to train them, take care of them. Because people hire VAs and think they could just send a couple sentences to these VAs, and that
Amen.
they will fix everything. But what I realized, and here's what I did: I recorded 10 hours of training looms. I sent them 100 recorded calls of my calls, and then I did mock dialogues, phone call
See, and
conversations.
that is a true SOP. You're probably the only person I've ever met outside of Xavier, because I know what he does the same thing. Is
Yeah.
like there's only probably two people I've ever met when I say they'll send me their SOP, and
Hmm.
it's, let's say, written SOP, and I'm like, that's not an SOP. Where's your
Yep.
video? Where's your walkthrough? Have you taught
Loop,
them? Do you
loop.
sit down with them?
Yeah. And
You
then
know,
I did phone call dialogues for 2 weeks with them. I trained, so I did the looms and I had them study. I made a map. I made a map of all of Los Angeles, and I pop quizzed them to learn. And then I gave them all the lingo that we used in California. I gave them a backstory that they're from Hawaii, and then I trained them on the phones. I did a month of training, and I had them watch every Star Wars movie, because my company's name was Jedi Junk Removal, and I got asked all the time what my favorite movie was. So I said, "You need to understand Star Wars." So I made that my son's
uh,
name is Jedi. So I trained them, and going back to your point is, you have to vet properly and then fucking train them like a real employee. And
I mean,
anyways,
that's one of the
yeah,
things. I mean, I tell people the same thing. For example, I said these people are not like an in-house employee. They don't get to see you every day. They don't get to hear from you every day. They don't know, do you like black coffee or do you like coffee with sugar and cream? They don't.
yep,
Do you have a wife, kids? They don't know none of that stuff. And I said, so honestly, you should be talking to them at least twice a day, in my opinion. Once in the morning, once in the evening. Get on Zoom calls with them and stuff, and get to know them as an individual, not just they're your staff that you can just hire cheap. I mean, I've had people was like, I want to pay you 197 or I want to pay you $200. It's like you're literally wanting to tell me that this is too expensive at $1.30 or
hey
whatever an
hon,
hour,
or
5.50 an
hey
hour.
William, here. You
Yep.
come. This is my lady right here. Say hi. Just say hi.
Nice to meet
See,
you.
my Filipino wife. Sorry, she's in the room. I just want to introduce you. Hey,
No.
so hey
Awesome.
guys. Hey, William, do you mind if we do a quick segue because we are getting blown up with questions. We haven't even
No, go
really.
ahead.
I have some more SEO questions for you. Like I want to ask my own personal SEO questions in just a second, but can we just like
Okay.
power through? Like these are some
Yeah, we can go.
technical
We're
questions,
good.
so just give them like your 60-second version, or we'll be here all fuck. There's like 20 questions, so give them.
Yeah.
Let's just power through to make the people happy. Give them the short
Okay.
version of it because there's like we'll be here forever if you go. Okay, first question was, which was a good question. He says, hold on, where was it? How important is it to have your website hierarchy structure, often called a tree structure, correct? And yeah,
Most
I
important
don't.
factors when it
Is he?
comes
I don't know
to
if he's talking
SEO is
about
going
like.
to be.
Sorry,
No, I
sorry,
know
keep
he's
going.
some. The most important factor when you're coming to SEO is technical SEO or your structure of your website. If that's not right, you're not going to rank.
Is that part? Is this? Is that the same thing as the sitemap? Is the structure? Is the sitemap part of that or?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Siloing your content, basically your pages. You wouldn't have, for example, under junk removal, you wouldn't have plumbing.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna power.
Even if you
Perfect.
offered it, you wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Next one. He's got like three questions in one, but I think the gist of it is it to start our own SEO. Where should we start? What tools should we invest in? What kind of maintenance? What type of? So I think he's asking, what tools do you recommend for SEO to get started?
So I don't honestly use too many tools. That's going to be the biggest difference with me. I would tell you honestly, it depends. For example, if you get into the tool part of it, you could spend thousands and thousands of dollars every month just on tools. So that's one of the other benefits of outsourcing to a white labeler is you don't have to do all that. But if I was to break it down to the tools, I would say you definitely need local dominator being one because you can do GMB management and you can
Hmm.
also run your grids, and you can see that. Besides that, SEMrush, if you want to actually do SEO audits, it depends on if you have multiple clients, but it's pretty expensive. SEMrush and Ahrefs both to me
Yeah,
expensive,
I have
especially
both, and they're expensive. Ahrefs, SEMrush, they're
for
both all three.
agency owners and stuff. They're just expensive.
Yeah.
I tell people if you're a local business, I can generally get almost everything I need from Google Search Console and Google Analytics.
Cool.
I don't really
I'm gonna go.
need all these other tools. The number one
Uh,
tool you need, honestly, your brain.
your
And
brain.
it may me sound like sarcastic, but the reality is, if you want to know what Google wants, how do your customers think? Stop thinking like an SEO. Most SEOs think their way, and therefore Google penalizes them, and they get in trouble, and they try methods and stuff of that nature. So, number one tool, I'd say your brain, Google Search Console, Google Analytics. If you want to run GeoGrids, Local Dominator. If you want to do some, technical stuff, then go to SEMrush or Ahrefs. But that's about it. I don't use too
Cool.
many tools. So,
I'm gonna go use the restroom and leave you with this question. I should be back by the time you're done answering this
okay.
question. Snifel Tower says, "How important is backlinking?"
Okay, so for backlinks, I essentially do a few backlinks when it comes to local SEO, which is going to equivalent to, if you don't know what it is, you have a G stack, a cloud stack, then I do press releases, and I do podcasts, and I do YouTube. The stack consists of you have your G stack, your cloud stack is on AWS or Amazon. That is essentially all it is an embed of your G stack, right? GStack is consistent of the Google Documents, presentation, calendar, slideshow, all Excel sheet with all the keywords, all that stuff. But then the other thing we're doing on a regular basis, we're doing our blogs. We take the blog, we then convert it over to a YouTube video. That YouTube video is then embedded into the blog. We then take that same blog, make it into 10 podcasts. We then take that and then make it a press release. And then we tie them all together, and that's the essential only thing we do as far as backlinks. Also do citations, but outside of that, we don't do too much. I don't really do guest posts. I don't do niche edits. We do sell them for people that want them, but as far as my actual clients, I don't do all that stuff. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think backlinks are the end all be all. I have ranked websites without any of the traditional backlinks. So,
Damn. For local SEO, not like so.
The local SEO, not national and not e-commerce, none of that stuff.
Cool. Let
And
me.
it depends what area. Are you talking about New York? Or are we talking about Brunswick, Georgia? You know,
I think I know. I
um,
think And this next one, I think this is a simple one. I think this is a pretty easy yes or no. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see if I know some basic SEO. Trash Bandits asks, do you have to have your website indexed for your website to be eligible for SEO? That's a yes. If you're not
yes.
indexed, yeah.
I mean, you
Trash
can
Bandits, yeah.
non-index it to be found.
Yeah. How important is crawl? And after, I'm going to ask two more questions, guys,
Mm,
and then I'm going to go back to talking to William, and then we'll go through some more questions. But yeah, a couple more questions. Jeffrey asks, how important is crawlability versus backlink, and what can make your backlink building so how important is crawlability versus backlink building?
I mean, I think they're both important. To get them indexed is a whole nother ball game. So a lot of people want their backlinks indexed. The problem is Google gets millions and millions and millions of backlinks every day, and they're not going to index every single one of them. One of the tricks or hacks that I've used to get backlinks indexed is by using YouTube. This is one of the reasons why when we first start out, I'm using
Mm,
YouTube for most of the time. I embed links inside my YouTube description and inside, YouTube schema and stuff of that nature all the time.
okay, okay.
Um, but crawlability is very important because this is one of the reasons. First question about structure: if your structure isn't right and the things that you're doing isn't right, then Google's it makes it harder for them to crawl it and it makes them harder for them to index it. That's why you need your on page or technical done correctly.
Okay, last question, and then we'll finish the other ones later. Um, nice, we're powering through these, man. Hey, if you guys are getting some volume, some value, can I get some hearts? Can you type in the comments for the YouTube algorithm? Andrew Thompson is the best at SEO ever in the world. No, I'm just kidding. Just put SEO in the YouTube comments in the chat. Just say something. Are you guys getting value? Hearts and thumbs up. Last question. I'm going to go back to talking to you, William. Junk
Yep.
180, and this is an investor in Autopilot. He asks, is it important to get backlinks from local sources versus remote sources? I think he means just local, new, like local versus not local. Does Google place more weight on one or the other? Does it matter? Blah, blah, blah.
So one of the things I would wind up telling you is if you're local, get them from local. And how can you get them from local? Newspapers, sponsorships, church events, all those things you can get them locally. And local backlinks are more important than to me than just, oh, let me go get a citation from even Yelp
Hmm.
or any other ones. I mean, it's not niche, and it doesn't have to necessarily be niche relevant if it's local. Would I prefer niche relevant and local? Yes.
Hmm.
There are other ways to get niche relevant and local. Even in your libraries and stuff, there are ways to get backlinks from them. There are all
Hmm.
types of ways to get when it comes to local, especially through sponsorships of events and nonprofits. So
Yep. Okay, cool. All right. So we answered a few of your questions, but William, I want to ask you um a couple more questions. So
okay.
I hired you and you did pretty well. So
Yep.
you probably get a lot of local businesses, and you crushed it for one of my investors who invested in my product. I paid for the SEO. That was the deal that I worked out, and I was like, hey, I need to vet this guy that Xavier recommended, and because you look too good to be true.
Yep.
How did you? Okay, give me the. I need to know what the hell you did to rank him on Google Maps so fast. Give
Mhm.
me the high level overview. I know you can't teach that in
Mhm.
a second, but tell people,
Yeah, I mean,
guys, I'm telling you, he ranked this motherfucker on the map pack. He was all red. If you use local dominator, it's all red in a 2 mile radius or a 3 mile radius, whatever the fuck the radius is. I forget. 2 mile, 3 mile. Well, I don't know. But anyways,
no, we went out 5 miles on him. So
yep. So and then he slowly starts going from red to green. So in a, he starts showing up in the map pack higher. How do you accomplish something like that? How do you do? Because I know SEO decently, but how I don't know how to
mhm.
do that. How do you do that?
So one of the things, I mean, kind of sets us apart because I tell people it's like I can do it because I got 20 years of experience. I can't guarantee you'll be number one, but I can guarantee you'll be in the top three. And that is not for example, you know, give you an example with junk removal, hot spa removal near, Podunk, Texas.
Uh-huh.
It's not, we're going junk removal near me, you
Right.
know, house clean out near me, or house clean out, or
Yep.
junk removal, the actual primary keyword. But the first thing I like to do is I like to look at someone and go, okay, are they actually are they dominating their area for the easiest keyword, which is your number one keyword, junk removal, plus your city?
Los Angeles, for example, me.
If
Yeah.
you're not ranking for junk removal Los Angeles, forget about even going after just junk removal near me. So the first thing I want to do is get you dominating junk removal plus your geolocation, or geo modifier
Mm-hmm.
is what we call it. Then once that occurs, I stop doing any geo modifiers whatsoever, and I go straight after all the main services or keywords: junk removal, clean outs, after construction junk removal, all that stuff. I do that. The actual stack is so simple. I have a graphic for it, but it's on my desktop. Um, Essentially, I want to say, okay, do you have your social media profiles? Besides having them, are you posting on them 5 days a week? I mean, I look at things that most SEOs don't look at. Then I go, for example, once I have that, okay, are you posting on YouTube? No. Do you have podcasts? No. Okay. So Google looks at what do you do, where do you do it at, and they want to know what you do by seeing it, video and voice or podcasts. There is
Mm-hmm.
Google search, video search, and there's organic search, and there's local search. There's actually four different paid search. There's actually five different algorithms, and most people only concentrate on like local. That's not going to help you. It's like I try to tie everything in. So one of the things we do, for example, is we have I can't get into all of it, but we have an advanced G stack. A G stack is all of Google's properties, whether that is Google Slideshow, Google Presentation, Google Calendar, Google Sheets, Google Documents, all that shit is tied onto a Google stack. And it's all about your business or your entity. And then we use AWS. AWS being Amazon high DA 90 plus website. I take that G stack and I embed it onto AWS, right? And why do I do that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll send backlinks through Google properties just in case you ever get a bad backlink. It's not going to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's number one. Number two, besides that, we're doing blogs. That blog is turned into a YouTube video. The YouTube video is then embedded on the blog. We then take that blog and make it into 10 podcasts. We then take that podcast and put it into the YouTube video. We then also put it onto the blog. We then take that
Damn.
blog and turn it into a press release. Then we take that and tie it into all those other properties. So everything we do, whether that is the blog, the YouTube, the podcast, and the press release, are all tied together. And that's covering your organic, it's covering your voice search, and it's covering map search. It's covering
Yeah.
all of it except for paid search, unless someone's doing paid. And then that is literally the only backlinking we do. Okay.
Wow.
Now, if someone is in, let's say you're in the, because everyone wants to talk click through rate manipulation. Most people will say that's black hat. There is no real black hat. Black hat is, if you say you're a black hat, you're telling me you do illegal shit. Click rate manipulation is not illegal. Stealing from someone's bank, that's illegal. Hacking into someone's website, that's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Click rate manipulation is gray hat at best. Building backlinks on any level is gray hat at best. And think of all the stuff I just told you is like, for example, YouTube is owned by Google. Maps is owned by Google. GStack is owned by Google. Amazon's just a high authoritative website, and all those podcasts is going into Google search.
Yep.
Okay, so the CTR will use it. Let's say if I get you to the top 5 and I can't get you into the top 3, I'll throw in CTR, click through rate manipulation. Click through rate manipulation is not the end all be all. You need to have your proper website structure and your proper on page SEO. We do
Do
all
you
of
do
that
that?
prior. Yeah,
You
we
just
do.
answered my question.
That comes with everything we do. So the thing is, that's the very first thing we do, besides doing all the other stuff I told you about, is the on page and the technical. But the thing is, let's say you're in the top 5 and you can't get into the top 3. CTR is me walking up to you. You're at the cliff, you're at the edge, and I bump into you to make you go over the edge. And so once you're in the edge, CTR, you have to have all the proper structure and all the proper, if you will, groundwork done. Because if you don't and you bump you into it and you don't get the traffic and you're not getting the organic traffic, you're not going to stay in the top 3.
Mm,
I've actually tested other CTR, or if you will, people that offer those services, and generally they'll get you in the top 30 for 30 days, and then once you stop the service, it drops out.
mm.
So it's a key is to get you there and keep you there, not get you there and let you leave, and that sort of thing. So,
So I'm gonna
yeah,
say you definitely. I can. I know a good amount, but you definitely know your shit, bro. Um, and I appreciate everything that you've like. My brain is. I'm like racing with ideas right now.
yeah,
So if you don't mind, I want to run through a few more questions. Is it okay
yeah. Go ahead,
that
man.
people have? But before we dive into the questions, because we are coming up to that hour, we got 50. Dude, this is like probably my most engaged. Like, we've had 50 people, 51 people, the entire. I was live for 20 minutes before you, and now
Yeah,
so like we've been live for an hour and a half, and all 50 people have stuck. So if you guys are getting value, keep asking questions, keep doing thumbs up. So here's the big question that I would like to get you on the spot. I'm going to actually catch you off guard right now, so hopefully you don't get
yeah.
upset about this. But
No, I'm
I
good.
don't want anything from you. I don't need
Yeah,
anything. I want to give back to my community. So I don't know if you're comfortable saying the price on here, but if there's a package with these smaller, there's a lot of small local junk removal companies on here that need help, that want to get started. I can vet for you. Xavier can vet for you. I'd love to give them started. I would like to take any discount. If you're willing to give a discount, you don't have to say the number now, but just tell them how they can contact you. If you do have a number and you want to give the number, if not, just tell them where they can contact you, how they can contact you. Then we'll start powering through more questions. Because, guys,
yeah.
William knows his shit. Hit him up.
No, and that's what I love about Xavier and yourself is like Xavier sends me leads all the fucking time, and he doesn't ask for nothing. You've never asked for anything. Ringfortress.com. We have SEO packages. Small city is about 500. Big cities is about 1100. We offer, that retail, and then we also offer discount. Discount be if it's coming from you, all you got to do is tell me that you're coming from Andrew, and I'll
That's
give
what,
you
yeah.
50% off.
50, so if they're coming from me, they
They're
can get your
coming from
top
you.
package,
Yeah,
1100. They can get 50% off. If they go to your
50%
website
off.
right now, it'll say 1100 for that package, and then they can get 50% off.
Yep, they just got to tell me who they came from. If they say they came from Andrew, I'll give them your coupon code.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, guys. Hey,
And
I mean, hey, I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm just trying to give you guys value. I have no incentive. I don't need money from, I mean, I've raised $250,000 from you guys. You guys gave me $250,000 because you believe in my software. I don't need anything. I don't need money. I've never taken commission from anybody because I don't need commission because I have my software and I'm going to be a billionaire from that. No, I'm just kidding. But I appreciate that. So let's power through some of these questions and I'll ask you my last questions. You're good on time, right? You like for 5, 10 more
yeah,
minutes.
I'm
Is that
fine.
okay? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm good.
Mike, what's up? Nice to see you here. Mike is an investor in Autopilot. Trash Bandits had a really good question. This is the
Uh huh.
question I have. I have this question, and it never really negatively impacted me because I use tracking numbers. But he has a very good question. Do tracking numbers have a negative effect on SEO? Because I had different tracking numbers on every Google. I had 4 Google My Business locations. No. Okay,
Oh,
good. Love it. No, because I have a couple people who want to use Autopilot. They're like, I have my phone number on Google My Business, but I have my citations with all these different phone numbers.
well,
If I change my Is
Where the
that
only thing I would say is, so if you're trying to do a GMB verification and you're getting a number that is
uh,
not a actual SIM card in your
start
phone
start
card,
with a real number, then change it later, right? That's what I did.
bingo. Because
Start with a real
if you
number.
don't,
Yeah.
and you get it from somebody that they consider just like a virtual office, a virtual phone number, they can and
They
generally
I
will not verify you.
they'll reject that. I launched other locations and I tried to use tracking numbers. It didn't send out the SMS verification. Then I
Yep.
used like my daughter's phone number, came right through. And then
Yep.
after that GMB was approved, a couple weeks later, I went and changed it to the tracking number, updated
That's
just
not a
fine with the.
problem.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's not a problem, and it doesn't affect SEO and stuff. Just
How
affects your
many? Oh,
ver.
this is a good. There's two back to back really good questions. Um, any tips on vetting? Um, I don't know if he means vetting agencies or if he was talking about vetting VAs, because I think he might have been asking, let's say about vetting VAs. No, let's say vetting agencies. Vetting agencies, because we're talking about
I'll actually
SEO.
give you both. Yeah, I'll actually give you both because what I'm actually starting to do on my channel, I used to do mainly audits and stuff and do some interviews, but I'm actually going to be doing one on Mondays is usually going to be about SEO, and then Fridays are going to be about VAs. For example, the top 5 tools you should give your VA or executive virtual assistant if they're working for you, or the top 5 skills. And with an SEO agency, break them down real quick. So, an SEO agency, I want to actually see them, and I mean, just this is just me. I want to see them, and I want to see their team. And this may be like, and they'll be like, well, why? Because most people that you talk to, I mean, think of it this way: if you went into a business that they said they sell Mercedes Benz and they only work on Mercedes Benz or whatever, you would go to their shop and they would see that they only work with Mercedes Benz, and you would see their specialists that work on Mercedes Benz. You wouldn't see someone that only thing he's ever worked on is Toyotas.
Yep.
You
And
understand?
a bunch of
So
Hondas
there's
in
a
there.
skill. Bingo. There's a skill set that you can see. So that's number one. Number two, I want case studies. Case study being, I don't want written testimonials. Written fucking testimonials are most of the time fake.
Hmm.
So what I actually say do is get a video testimonial from clients. So
Hmm.
like I have video testimonials, like I got one from Xavier, I got other ones from other niches. Like I don't just deal with junk
You're
removal.
gonna
So
get
we
one from the top G. You're gonna get one from the top G soon. That's me.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But yeah, we get actual video testimonials because they're harder to fake. So I want to see them, see their facility. Then I
That's
also
actually, hey,
video
sorry,
testimonials.
really good. Let me interrupt. Sorry, because I get ADHD.
Yep,
I'll forget. If you
yeah, that's
can
good.
verify the business owner with the business owner's website, you can't fake. You can go hire an actor, but if you can see JediJunkRemoval.com with Andrew
Yeah.
saying that's good,
So
I like that.
that's the difference between most like personal brands like yourself or me or Xavier. You actually have a face with content with the website, so I know people can say whatever the hell they want, but I'm like, I see Andrew all the time. I know what Andrew does. You can tell me
Hmm.
he's a plumber, but reality is I see he's a junk removal specialist. He has a junk
Yeah,
removal business. He actually scaled his junk removal. He knows what the fuck he's doing. Besides that, I want case studies. Case studies being, don't give me a geo grid where you rank somebody for junk removal San Antonio, Texas. Okay, give me a case study where you've ranked somebody, and let's just call it junk removal near me.
yep.
Clean out services, not anything with a geo modifier. You can, and that will. I mean, it can be a detective, detection, but it's not really going to be. I mean, anybody can do smaller cities. So anytime someone wants a geo grid, just always get the main keyword. What's
It's
your
Rank
main keyword?
Fortress. Is it? It's
Rank
rank. It's not. It's
Fortress.com.
not. It's not William Jones SEO anymore. It's rankfortress.com.
No,
Okay.
it's
All right.
rankfortress.com.
All right, guys. Yeah, they're asking for the link. It's rankfortress.com. I got two
Yeah.
funny questions. I got one funny statement, and then I got one good question. Leading with
Go for it.
purpose. He's leading with purpose. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to see you in 11 days. Very valuable info. SEO. You are confusing the hell out of me, but very valuable info. He says.
Yeah,
It's a,
I actually have his book. I have his
yep,
book.
yep.
It's actually Counselors
Junk
Leading with
180
Purpose.
asks, yeah, he's Kevin's awesome. I met him. He likes to make fun of me because I pee during my live stream all the time. He literally always makes fun of me. He literally Facebook messages me. He says, "You pee 2 times." Um, Junk 180 asks a really good question, and I actually have to pee because I'm having some wine right now, guys. But Junk 180 asks a very good question. Are we saying, because I think he's talking about when we're talking about the phone numbers and the tracking numbers, so he's going
Mhm.
back to that. Answer this and I'll be right back. He's Junk 180 is asking, and this is an investor. Thank you, James, for being an investor. Are we saying NAP does not matter as far as SEO goes? Name, address, that's what name,
Yeah, I'm
address, phone
not
number.
saying that at all, but I'll go through that.
Yeah, what's that?
No, I'll go through that. Actually, I have Junk
Okay, I'll be
180's
right back.
book as well. So appreciate it. I have your book. Xavier actually recommended it. I have that as well. So that's awesome. No, name, address, phone number, or NAP definitely matters. So no, I've never said that. Name, address, phone number is where are you at? So Google wants to know where are you at, what you offer. They want your voice, which is a podcast, and they
Mhm.
want video, which is YouTube. So we do, like I said, videos, and yes, the videos are made with AI. With every one of our blogs, the podcasts are AI. They're made with every one of our blogs, and then we stack it and daisy chain it all together. So hopefully that answered your question. But
Hey,
like I
can you hear
said,
me, William?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So I thought it was going through my AirPods. I didn't know. I do have a question before I forget while we're talking about, while you just mentioned that, the AI thing.
Yep,
And
yep.
this is probably you and I could probably talk about this for an hour, so I don't want to go too much on a tangent because we're coming up on time, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. But AI, without going too deep into AI, dude,
Mm-hmm.
is this whole like being able to punch out fucking 500 blogs in a second and everybody just is this gonna like destroy the SEO world, or is it just gonna get more competitive? Because
No, I don't. I
what's
don't think it's going to. And I tell people this all the time because a lot of people think, well, it's going to destroy the SEO community, or it's going to destroy even more so virtual assistants. And I tell them, I say, no, honestly, AI should make you more efficient.
no,
If it's not
I know
making, yeah,
we're going to still need SEO, but what I'm talking about is if Jedi junk removal could punch
mm,
out, or actually, let's use where blogs are important, SaaS companies and free tools and whatever. Let's say I could punch out 500 blogs, but so can Joe Blow now because now there's no skill required. There's no skill. You can. So what I'm
I would
saying is
say
now we're
actually,
all punching
I would
out
actually,
500.
I would, well, I would tell you there is skill involved because you can, and I'm not saying you specifically, but let's say, for example, a client, I give a client and say, hey, make a blog post using the AI, same tool I use. I guarantee you their blog won't look near as good as mine because of the prompts. They have what they're calling now is prompt engineer or
Prompt
prompt
engineers. Oh
engineering.
yeah,
And I tell people all the time, for example, AI will only put out what you're good at as far as instruction. So if you're not good at communication, your output in your relationships and life and business are going to suck. And it's going to be the same way with AI. If your input is not good, your output's going to suck just in
that's
general.
true. There's
I,
going to
ha- I
be
have I
yeah.
have prompts that you would read it and you could barely tell it was ever AI because how good of a prompt it is. It literally makes an entire story and
That
everything
is
else.
no, that is true. The better it's like the better communicator you are, you're going to get better better responses from AI, and that's a skill in itself. That really is. Um, and hey,
Like
guys,
we
screw
do
you
have
for making. Sorry,
screw
they're making
you.
fun of me
Yeah.
for they're not they're making fun of me for not washing my hands, and they can hear me grunting. Hey, guys, I was trying to be fast, okay?
Yeah.
um,
So, for example, with AI, one of the things we automated our blogs, and I'm just trying to break it before I come out with it publicly. But we've imagine having it where we have an AI prompt. It automatically writes every blog for every one of our clients. Not only will it do that, but then it will auto post and auto schedule them throughout. Let's say if they got 3-month contract or a 1-year contract. It will literally schedule all those blogs and automatically post every one of them.
That's awesome.
So,
All right,
but
guys.
yeah,
All right, so I'm gonna one final question. It's the question I ask every guest that I have. Very simple question, but guys, I got rankfortress.com on the screen. I'm gonna have William repeat this one more time because I have respect for everybody. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I have respect for all my American SEO companies. Um, and they do great. There's my friends do great work out there. But William makes great points that he said throughout this video is that he makes great points. I don't need to go back and talk about that. But what I'm saying is if you want to give William a try at great value, and I'm not selling this at all, but I'm trying to help you guys because SEO is the there's two taboo topics in local service businesses. These two taboo topics that are so complicated and so frustrating that I try to cover because I've mastered them. Not mastered, I'm not an SEO expert, but I've done very well. SEO and Google Ads. These are the two most
yep,
important and most difficult things in the world. You want to be able to have your business run SEO forever, and you want Google Ads because it's a never ending river of leads, but it's expensive and it's complicated and it's dangerous unless you know what you're doing. And Xavier, by the way, we're launching a course, me and Xavier, 3 months. Check it. That's another video. But if you guys want to give William a try, I vouch for him. I know Xavier vouches for him and he's offering, if you say it one more time, how much percent off?
yeah. And I just made it while we're on live too. Your code is Andrew 2025. So
How the
if they
fuck
go to Rank Fortress, huh? I
you
can
just
do
you just
it.
made it? Okay, okay, hell yeah. What is
We
sorry,
use a
say the
platform
code.
called
Let me put it up on the
we use a platform called SPP. But your coupon code, if they go to it, is Andrew 2025.
rankfortress.com.
Yep, and they just
Code.
go to shop. Yep. And
All right,
so, for
guys, I'm gonna put on
example,
this. I'm gonna put it on the screen. So, hey guys, rankfortress.com, code Andrew 2025, 50% off. If
yep.
$1,100 package at 550. If that's too much, what was the other package? 50%, $500 at 50% off. So
We have. I mean, we have packages that start at basically $450 and go all the way up to 1,100. The ones I generally tell people is what you want to get on is generally going to be the advanced package because that's the one with all my bells and whistles in it. The one I
I
put
have
you
one.
on was the premium.
Awesome.
The one I
Okay.
had you on was a premium one. So,
Yeah.
but
The
yeah.
pre
And
and then
for example, the things that set us apart that are different than most people, like I said, is I'm on camp, if you will. I'm in house with my staff. I train them every day. Like all next week, I'm training them on off page Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then we also have in house customer service that's open during USA times. Our tickets are answered within less than 24 hours. I mean, so my team does an amazing job. Are we perfect? No, but we're damn near close.
so I have one last question. This is a good one.
Yep.
I'm gonna leave you with the banger here. And then then I have my final question.
Okay.
What's your take on programmatic SEO? How do you see this trend evolving in the coming months, and how important will this be? Programmatic SEO.
I mean, if I was to answer you truthfully, it's the fact is I think most SEOs use these terms for things that have existed from the get go. Google, think of it this way, Google just wants you to write and provide information that their clients are looking for. Like right now, you're having people talk about AI SEO. The SEO is dead, and you want AI SEO. Now we got programmatic SEO and all this other stuff coming out. And the reality is, all it is layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of the same information. It's just, for
Yep.
example, if I was talking to you, for example, about a hamburger, you may think of hamburger. Google thinks about Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, all the different type of hamburgers they have, and all the different ingredients and everything else. If you're not writing about all those different things, you're never going to be an entity, etc., in that specific niche. So That's, I mean, that's, I don't really focus on, I own an SEO group online, but I'm not in any of the SEO groups for the sheer fact so much BS and dick wagging goes on in them. I stay away from them. And they tend to focus a lot of times, and I'm not saying this is what he's doing, programmatic, SEO, but most of the time people use these terms that business owners have no clue, nor do they need to know what it's about, because it's just another shiny object that everybody focuses on.
Yeah,
And
so from
if you
from 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 my understanding, programmatic SEO is not important in local services because that's using code to generate like thousands of pages of uh without having to build them manually. From what I know,
Yeah,
as
I mean,
right.
it's not something that I do. So, for example, I would tell you, maybe you can do certain things automatically. Maybe you can create a program to do certain things without any human interaction is where I would have a problem. I think anything that's done without any human interaction is probably not going to last very long. It may
Hmm.
last a certain period of time, but eventually it's going to go away, because if it's not being helpful and it's not authoritative, Google's not going to trust it.
Yeah,
And the only way to do
agreed.
that is, like, if I write about, let's just, you choose any keyword that programming, SEO does. For example, okay, did you talk about real life experiences when it came to that keyword? If
Yeah.
you're not, Google's not going to trust you.
Hmm.
Google even says, I don't. They first came out, they said we're against AI, and then they corrected it, and then they said we're against AI. We're fine with AI basically as long as it's helpful. So they have no problem with it as long as it's helpful. But I don't think I've yet to see, and I have people that are involved heavily in AI and AI SEO. I've yet to see any program, and I know one of the top, if you will, his name's Kevin, but he's one of the top AI or SEO content writers, and he teaches it, and it's very rare. He's like, you still have to know certain things, certain prompts. You still have to have, if you will, human interaction with it, because otherwise it's not going to produce anything but garbage.
Yep, I
So
agree.
I just don't,
And
I don't see AI or any of that taking over the
so
world or anything like that.
yeah, and there's examples where I've seen programmatic where, but I mean, it's like 1-800 got junk. They've got 15,000 different city pages. Of course, you got to do that programmatically, but they've also got a
Well,
million billion
and,
backlinks,
and, here,
right?
and here's the thing too with most people. Let's say, because they have, for example, mass page builders and stuff that we've always used in Black Hat. So used to, long time ago in the good old Black Hat spammy days, you could do 1,000 pages and all 1,000 pages be
Hmm.
indexed. I guarantee you, I would put money on it. Go do that same 1,000 pages a day the way they used to do them. They're not all going to be indexed. Barely 20-30% of them be indexed. The way
Yeah,
we create city pages, okay, the way I create city pages is tying it into all the Google information, things to do, places to go, transit, all that stuff on our pages. I would dare say 90 something percent or more of my pages all index and rank on Google on page one in less than 7 days.
that's wild.
Okay, so
That's crazy.
would I rather do it that way, or would I rather do it a way that I know you might get 20-30% indexing?
Yep.
I'll do it my way.
Yeah.
I would rather go, okay, let's say you needed 100 pages. Okay, let me hire two full-time VAs and have them do it, that sort of thing. So,
Damn. All right, so I hope that answers your question about programmatic. We have one last easy question. This is a yes or no, and then I'm going to ask my question, and we're really going to end it, or otherwise we'll go forever. Do you require a new built site? Do you require a new site build to provide your SEO service?
no.
No, good, because no, that would be silly, right? Right. Imagine everybody who signs up has to build a whole brand new website. Hey, Junk 180,
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm
that's
just saying. I'm not making fun of you or anything, but yeah, you don't. You definitely would not need a new
now there.
website. Can you?
He's being truthful, because what happens is you get a lot of SEOs that will tell you you need to have, specifically, WordPress, and I would tell you, is WordPress better? It's better
Yeah,
and makes it
maybe.
easier it makes it
Yeah.
easier for me. But do I have to have it on WordPress? No. Can I have it on another platform or another page builder? Yes. Can I have it on ClickFunnels, Go High Levels, Weebly, Wix, any of that? Yes, I can. It just makes it easier when it's on WordPress because of certain plugins that I'm going to use, to do it. But I don't have to have that to do actual SEO. Now, what I would tell someone, for example, let's say you have a brand, you come to me and you're all in red and you hate your website. Then I would tell you, say, why not build a website with us? It costs us $75. I mean, come on. I mean, $75 for 20,000 words of content, 20 pages. I mean, I'll do that. But if you're already ranking, I will never tell you to rebuild your website.
Oh
It's
shit.
stupid.
Yeah,
Why
Junk
would you
180.
rebuild your
Wow, Junk 180 says lots of guys do. They refuse to work. Wow, that's I've never that I guess that is believable because because you have like these
website?
SEO rank math plugins and shit on Yoast on WordPress. It makes it easier, but
But then
yeah.
why a lot of them will do it on top of it, not them, but web companies, they'll come in and they'll say, "Oh, you just, let us buy your domain name for you or let us buy your hosting for you." And then if they do that, then what happens is they own your website. And let's say you ever you get a contract with them and then you want to leave because you found someone else to go to or an SEO company, then they don't want to give you your damn website because they have the
Oh,
hosting.
Joe, that happens William, I get that phone call once a week, and I give them advice. Anyways, that's a whole other conversation, but I give them advice on how to get it back because I hate when people hold them hostage. I hate that.
Yeah,
But
I have people
anyways,
come to me
guys,
all the time with that, and I'll tell them, say, I can clone your actual website. I will just
yeah.
change certain aspects so you're not violating the contract.
Yeah, I hate when people do that. So, all right, guys, I'm thinking we answered most of your questions. I really appreciate it. If I missed your questions, I'm sorry. It just means you weren't important enough to get your. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's a joke. Um, we've already been live for an hour and 20 minutes. I was live 20 minutes before this, so it's been almost 2 hours. I need to eat dinner. I'm hungry. I got the
Yeah.
kids. This has been awesome, but I do have one question. And guys, before I ask this question. Go hit up William after this. I've been holding this interview for a long time because I wanted to wait for him to do. I hired William for months to do work on a client of not a client of mine, but an investor to verify that William knows what he's doing, which is why I couldn't interview him on my channel because I wanted to make sure that he knew what he was doing. So with that, um, I'm proud to announce, guys, if you trust me and you don't have the money to spend $2,000 a month on an American SEO company or $1,000 and you want to rank and you want to get started, please try William out. Give him a call. Ask me questions, ask him questions. But now, William, my final question for you is what is William's plan in life? What's the next? I see your events, you're killing it. You have an SEO event. What makes William happy? What makes William tick? And what holds for you in the next 5 and 10 years?
So our goal, honestly, and because I
And I
not
don't
only
mean that
do,
just business. I don't mean that just business
yeah,
wise. Business and
yeah.
personal, please.
So I not only coach people or agency owners in general, I also coach my entire staff. So my goal, honestly, is to affect not just them, but to train up leaders that will also affect the community and the places that we live in. Whether that is through, orphanages that we deal with or, nonprofits that we deal with, but also affecting them. So for me, I tell people I may not be, I tell people I'm not really that religious or whatever, but the thing is I want to create something that breaks poverty off of people because in my mind, especially over here, is like they're learning a skill set so they no longer have to be poor and their wife and their kids and everything else. So it's generational. It's not just, about us. I tell people all the time, say, the difference between a business owner and a freelancer, and I never understood it until I became one 4 years ago, is a freelancer is a very selfish person, very
Mhm.
self-centered. A business owner, I'm thinking about what can I do that will affect the people that I hire. And it's different than having 4 or 5 people and then we have 80 plus.
Hmm.
When you have 80 plus and the typical family has 5 people, you're affecting 400 people. And then we have the whole community, and I literally had someone ask me the other day. He's like, sir, I just want to ask you, are you still hiring? I've been watching your team on Facebook and everything, and you've built something that's amazing, and I just want to be a part of it. And that's what we really want to do. And it's not a show. This is people come in and they see it, and they're like, I'm so thankful to be a part of Rank Fortress because y'all have changed our lives.
That's
And so
awesome.
it's not,
So
and it's not something I'm like you. I don't have to do this. I could shut the agency down, do 4 or 5 clients, and not have to deal with a headache, and not have to in the office or none of that. But for me, it's not about me. It's about affecting other people because you're not successful unless you're affecting the lives of other people, and you leave the world a better place when you do leave this earth.
yeah, I'd
So
say life. If you wanted a that's incredible. And if you wanted a brass tacks life, life's about creation and evolution. That's all it is. And I mean, and Tony Robbins says this: the secret of living is giving. And
yeah,
I think that is, I 100% agree. Um, and William, you had a very beautiful response. Now I love you even more. So, and when I'm in the Philippines this summer with my lady,
he
I'd love
showed.
to.
By the way, my wife is next to me. He showed me. That's my beautiful.
Oh, hey,
Uh,
hey, hon,
his wife came in. She was
hold on,
exercising.
Wow.
hon, hon, come here.
Wow.
So this is the SEO company I told you that is in the
Yeah,
Philippines. So we're going
yeah.
there. They're in the Philippines. We're coming to the Philippines. Yeah, we're coming. This is my lovely lady. We'll be in
Wait,
the Philippines. We'll see
beautiful.
you soon.
Oh, she's
I have my
exercising
headphones
again.
in, so she won't be able to hear you. But we'll be there this summerish. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
So,
That's good.
whenever you come, just let us know and we'll meet you up.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
travel all
So
over.
her grandma goes
She's a
2 times
banana.
a year. Her grandma flies
Oh,
every 2 times a year, so she's there every time. So we're gonna go with her this time. So
wow.
um and oh, Junk Punk, can you see the comments, William, or no?
No, I can't.
Okay, so everybody here, I'm gonna read you some stuff before we sign off because everybody is like saying Junk 180, awesome information. I'm for one excited. Thanks, Andrew, and the invite. William, you're amazing. See you guys and gals. Thanks, William. Thanks, Andrew. Did I hear William has a channel? Oh, William, do you have a channel on YouTube?
Yeah, just go look up William Jones SEO and you'll
And
see us.
Clutter Ninja says, incredible interview. Thank you. Cisco says, this was great. Two Mexicans junk removal, bicep emojis. Leading with
Yeah,
purpose,
tell him.
great culture.
I have Hess's book. I have 1-800-JUNK's book. I got Xavier's
Yep.
books.
Junk Punk
I got
says
all of it.
hello to the wife, and he says to the wife, your husband is rad! Explanation point, explanation point. So we've had 50 viewers, and oh, Chapone gave you a mad compliment. He reminds me of Theo Vaughn. Do you know Theo
Thank
Vaughn?
you. Yeah.
The comedian. And anyways, thank you so much, man, William. It was a pleasure finally meeting you and talking to you virtually. And I'll see you in a few months, like for real. Like we're coming out. So
Yeah,
um,
just message me. I'm traveling in March and April. I actually have people that hire me to go train their team in March, and then April my daughter's having my third grandchild, and then we'll be back here for a team event. So
Just
it's
let us
just
know.
let us know, and I'll meet up with you, and we'll go some places. You'll have fun.
cool. Oh yeah, you know,
Tell your wife get you to go to Boracay or Palawan and places like that. That's
hell yeah.
you'll love.
How's your Tagalog?
Very little. I know a little bit of Bisaya, a little bit Tagalog. I can tell you,
Not
tell your
easy.
wife she's Maganda. She's beautiful.
Maganda. I'm
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and Jeffrey. Jeffrey is one of my best friends. So call me. He wants to set up a discovery call. Jeffrey, call me. I'm gonna link you up with Jeffrey because I want to talk to you, Jeffrey, because I want to work. Jeffrey's been going through some stuff, and Jeffrey, I'm gonna personally hook you up with William one on one. And yeah, everybody else, guys, if you have any questions, hit me up. As always, I leave you guys with this. Success is often covered in dirt, but so is gold at one point. Toodles.